Hello lovely souls, today I'm so excited to share with you my first winter berry coasters. They took nearly 2 weeks of love and care, collecting and drying the berries, planning the layout, sealing, layering, sanding and adding all those little magical touches, and I've learnt so much along the way. When I added a little bit of snow, something really magical happened, and then I started to sand it down. And oh my goodness, once I added that layer at the end, I was just in awe of how resin works together. And then at the end, when unmoulded, most of the berries had turned white. So I've learned a huge amount in this process, and I'm going to share it with you all. So thank you so much to all my supporters. I love you all and welcome to my channel. Today is a Talent Tuesday with my lovely friend Kim, so please check out her video, which is in the description and my pinned comments below. So today we've got winter berries in resin and red berries turning white, and some magic layering tips. Now, just to begin with, I just want to say a huge thank you to Let's Resin. They very kindly sent me these beautiful coasters that I'm going to open in a second with some resin and some alchemy inks. Look at these coasters, they're beautiful. The instructions they sent and the packaging was lovely, and I opened up the coasters and I was just so excited to get going, and I thought, oh, these are quite thick. I could actually put something inside. So I set to work and I went out on a little trip, and I went to go and have a look at some berries, and I found some so easily. Here are the alchemy. I'm going to be using these in a later video. So thank you so much, Let's Resin. You are absolute stars. Thank you, Cassie. And look at these cups that I've got and pigments. I'm also going to use those at a later date. So thank you. So I used the cups to measure out the resin and I used quite a lot actually. I used the whole amount of resin, which was 2 lots of 500, so 1 litre. I found these berries locally in Cornwall, UK, and I brought them home, and on the day that I got them, I dipped them in Liquitex gloss varnish, which is both heat and sun UV resistant, and I coated them 4 times and lay them to dry. And you can see at this stage the colour of the berries, and I was just so excited to see how they would turn out. So I left them to dry, and I did this with all of the different berries, and this is how they looked at this stage. So they're all nice and dry, and I took them off and put them to one side, and then I cleared up the end of the coasters. Now, I wouldn't advise actually drying them on the bottom of your coasters, because you can see what happens here, that they get little lumps, but it was fine. I got them all off. It just took extra time. So the next day, once the berries were all preserved and ready, I ended up shaping them and cutting them into the shape of the coaster so they'd sit really nicely in there. And I did that for all 6 of the coasters until I got a nice amount of berries showing from the underneath. And I was experimenting with and just trying to imagine what it would be like, because this is my first experience with doing coasters and working with resin in this way. And so there's so many hours of learning and fun involved with this. It was so magical. Just having the opportunity of thinking, oh, look what I've got here, it's going to come out in a certain way. And I had all these ideas of how it's going to turn out. It turned out completely differently. But I'm really excited about the results. I'm really excited about using them. So I've got all the berries. I'm using scissors just to really carefully clip and shape them so they're going to fit really nicely. And then what I'm going to do is take them all out, and then just put one layer, probably about an inch, a millimetre and a half of the clear resin. And then I'm going to burst the bubbles, make sure it's nice and clear, and then come back and sand it down. But I just want to show you these pictures of my friend Tara. Tara, you are such a talented artist. She sent me these pictures of the jars that she's made recently, and I just had to just show you really quickly her works. If you want to be in touch with her, let me know and I'll give you her email address, her contact details. So I've just finished shaping the berries. I took them back out and I'm putting in my first layer of resin. Now, at this stage, I didn't know how much the berries would sink into the resin. And you can just see the colour shifting that happens at this stage. In fact, there was hardly any colour that changed. So at this stage, I'm just really getting used to how much resin I need to put in to cover 1.5 millimetre of Let's Resin's 6 coastal mould. So at this stage, I mixed up 6 US fluid ounces of resin, part 1:1, part A and part B, and I got 1.5 millimetre in there, and I couldn't believe how much resin actually was needed. Then I used my heat gun, and then I just used my little stirrer just to take out any impurities in the resin, and then I placed my red berries in there, just adjusting it bit by bit until it had that sort of perfect sort of feeling to it. And at this stage I was just thinking, wow, those berries are really going to come through, and they're sitting in the resin nicely. I had waited for the resin to become slightly tacky, and I was wondering whether the berries would poke through at the top, but they didn't, and you'll see that in a minute. Really excited as I was placing them in here and just making them just shape to the size of the coaster. I'd love to know if you've tried doing this sort of thing in resin art, how your coasters have turned out, and have you managed to preserve any kinds of red berries? Please let me know in the comments below. At this stage, I was just really spending time carefully placing each berry and leaf in the resin, thinking about how they'd sit and layer and make everything look just right. So after that resin layer had dried, I then got my little sponge, which is 400 grit. The sponge sandpaper is a game changer. You can fit in all those little gaps in between the leaves, and you can see that the berries at this stage had not shifted in colour. And then I got a cloth, a lint-free cloth, and I put some alcohol in, some isopropyl, and I wiped any residue, and then I got my Crackle-paste. This is quite an unusual thing, and I made snow with my Crackle-paste. So basically, when you haven't used Crackle-paste for a while, when you open the lid, little bits come off, and so I created a bit of snow. And then I was able to add the second layer of resin, and I was just in awe at how, when you do it properly and you do sand down with a nice amount of grit, so it's between 400 and 600 grit sandpaper, and then you wipe it clean and you put another layer of resin, it's seamless. So this will give me another idea for doing these again with something else, and also doing a block of resin where I'm doing other layers, because the final layer came out just beautifully and it made it really snowy and very winter looking. So I'm just using every single little bit of resin up. It's so precious, isn't it, resin? As you go along, you just think, how did I use all that up? That's another 6 ounces. So I've got another 1.5 mil. So by now I've got 3 mil of resin, and now it's dried. This is the second layer. So what I'm doing at this stage is I'm cutting off any excess leaves, and you can see the berries have begun to turn white. There's a few stubborn ones there that haven't, but you can see what's happened. Here's the thing with the berries that I used. They are naturally soft-skinned and high moisture berries, which makes them what resin artists call colour shifters. So even with careful sealing, they tend to turn white in resin. So really, there was nothing I could have done to have stopped it, really. It's just the nature of these berries. But if you do want berries that keep their red colour, try ones like cranberries, hypericum berries, or dried berries painted with acrylic. They're much easier to preserve in resin. But for these coasters, the soft winter white effect is simply a magical, unexpected result of resin meeting nature. So you can see a few white ones there. And what I'm doing now is I'm just layering my last layer with another 6 ounces of resin, 1:1, 3 ounces of each. And I've added a heaped teaspoon of mica powder. And this white mica powder is the most beautiful, soft and shimmery. It's got such a glimmer to it, such a shimmer. And I thought on top of the snow effect that I had underneath, it would just give that lovely winter berry look. So I was just so excited, and I could see as I started to pour the resin with the mica powder in it, there's a few bits of the leaves and berries poking out, and I thought actually I'm going to cover it. But also I quite like the fact that when you actually look at the coasters from underneath, you're preserving a bit of nature. Why not have something sticking out? Why do we always want everything so perfect in our own minds? Why does everything have to be so straight? Nature isn't straight. Nature is perfect in its own way. So I could have put an extra mill on top and covered all that up, but I did so enough so that when you sat the coasters down, it wouldn't be bumpy, it wouldn't sort of be at an angle. And then I just added a little bit more. I mixed up a bit more and I added another bit just to cover it up, you know, just so you had like a hint of the leaf and a berry or two coming through. So every step has taught me something new about layering, about working with berries and leaves, about patience, observation, and I absolutely love discovering how resin interacts with nature and how subtle touches can transform a piece. So I let these little babies dry and I came back to unmold them. Just cleaning up the resin first and just any drops that might affect the outside, and just left them for 2 days to cure. And then look, this is my first coaster coming out. The layering works so well. I could not believe how it was seamless in between the two clear resin layers. It feels magical, you know, how you just literally use a bit of sandpaper, but it has to be coarse enough but not too coarse. So I took all my coasters out. You can see the little snowdrops from the Crackle-paste, which created such lovely snow. I'm going to use that again. It's a great use of waste as well, rather than it just dropping off and being thrown away. So here they are. You can see a few stubborn little red berries, but most of them are that winter magical white berry. So for these coasters, the soft winter white effect is simply a magical, unexpected result of resin meeting nature. And at first I was a little surprised just how many of them went white, but looking at them now, I absolutely love them. The layering, the snowflakes, the shimmer of mica, and just everything came together to create a truly magical winter scene. So now I'm celebrating all the work I put in and all the things I learnt along the way. Every layer, every berry, every snowy touch has a little story to it. These little coasters will be used on Christmas Day this year. So thank you so much for being here, and please let me know what you think and what your learning's been. And let's go and see what Kim, my awesome friend Kim from Kim's Art Alchemy, has got today. She's got a very special resin piece for you. So let's go and check out her video. I've got her video in the description and pinned comments below. So if you haven't already subscribed and you're enjoying this journey with me on my fluid art and resin journey, please do subscribe and support me, and let me know what you think of this video and what you'd like to see in future videos. So thank you so much for being here, and don't forget, your art is a piece of you. Keep shining. Hope to see you again soon. Bye. Your head up and you just might